What's going on, everybody? Here of Time here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to build Raiden Shogun, how to build her weapons, artifacts, all that kind of stuff. And by the way, before I get started, like before, I'm still taking care of a kitten in my room, so if you see in the background like a kitten walking around or whatever, he's very adventurous now, so I apologize if he's walking around the background. I don't believe he is right now. He's supposed to be resting, but yeah, he is very adventurous, so I hope it isn't too distracting. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, so like always, I'm going to start off with the talent. So obviously she is a polearm user. So she uses a polearm, so that's what she does. She is kind of unique though. She can perform up to 5 consecutive spear strikes. I've not seen many polearm users that I know of. She can basically like infinitely attacks, as you can see. She kind of infinitely like attacks. She like never has a stopping animation, if that makes sense. I don't know, just something I wanted to mention. I thought was cool. So yeah, she is a polearm user. I don't really have that upgrade all the way. I guess I could, but I don't really see a huge point to do it. I'll get more into that later. But so yeah, she's a polearm user, and then her skill. So her skill basically is like a huge buff to your character. So I will show it more in the showcase, but once you use your skill,
there is no escape.
Your attack will be buffed and everything, and every time you attack, this little thing you see above my head will attack with you. It won't right now because I don't have any enemies to attack, but it'll attack with you and deal electro damage along with you. So if you have, for example, I have Nahida right now. If you're doing a Dendro team, you'll be doing aggravate and spread, stuff like that, or electro-charged if you have like a Hydra team, and it's gone away now, so you kind of have to keep on summoning it back for more damage anyway. You can also do like an overloaded team with a PYRO character. That was one of my original Raiden Shogun teams, was a team with Yanfei, or you can do a team with like Kui, but I'll go more into that later. But that's her skill, basically buffs your damage, and you can see once you use it, your attack will go up a bit, I believe. So yeah, I did the wrong thing. Yeah, that's her skill. Basically just buffs you and deals electro damage and attacks with you when you're attacking. Very, very powerful skill. It's pretty broken. It's really powerful. And then her elemental burst is she takes out her sword. So she's in the Muso Ishin stage. So I should have that right now. I can show it.
Torn to oblivion.
And that initial hit right there, by the way, deals like the most damage out of anything. Of course, you can keep on attacking with the sword. It lasts for quite a while. I mean, it doesn't last extremely long. I'd say somewhere around 10 seconds or so. So yeah, that's her burst. It does a great deal of damage. And this is where most of your damage will come from if you're building Raiden Shogun as the burst DPS, which is what I would do. So that's a burst, does a ton of damage, takes out her sword, and deals a ton of damage. So that's a burst. Okay, so for Raiden Shogun's first passive talent, when you get her past level like 60, 70, something like that, when nearby party members gain elemental particles or orbs, Chakra Desiderata gains 2 resolve stacks. So, and this can occur once every 3 seconds. So basically what that is it's kind of complicated to explain, but it's basically just something that you get when other characters use their burst. It will build up this chakra Desiderata, and it'll basically make your burst do more damage when they're consumed. They'll be consumed once you attack with your burst, basically deal more damage and stuff. So it's nothing you need to think too hard about. It's just kind of there for more damage. You'll end up doing it without meaning to, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't worry too much about what this does. I guess you could research it if you wanted, but it's kind of just there for more damage, really. And that's basically what that does. Is just because with her energy recharge anyway, you'll be making other characters get their energy recharge back really quick anyway, so you'll just be doing a ton more damage. Just something in the background that happens. And then this is very powerful. This is kind of similar to Nahida's in a way. How she has hers, that every was every elemental mastery above a certain point, like gives her a certain amount of a crit rate, I think. This is kind of the same. Each 1% above 100% energy recharge. It grants her 0.6% greater energy restoration from Muso Ishin, which is her sword, and 0.4% electro damage bonus. So this will be very important when we're talking about the artifact sets and stats and everything, as there's only really one artifact set that I would recommend, and I will go into that deeper, but it's very powerful, which means you really want energy recharge on her. It'll do you more good, I think, than having attack percent. But again, I'll go more in depth in the artifact section. And then more expended when sending swords and polearms is decreased by 50%. You know, it's that last passive talent that most people have, like XIANGLING and people like that. It's pretty useful, honestly, if you're low on Mora, which I'm not low on Mora, but you know, if you are, I used to be there at one point. I didn't have enough Mora to do anything, so that is very useful if you're low on Mora. But that is it for the talent section. Alright guys, so we're here in Tatarasuna and Inazuma. We're going to be fighting Masanori here in Tatarasuna. This is where I test most of my characters and everything. I'm just going to show the playstyle of Raiden Shogun a bit. It should be pretty easy to show you what she does, you know.
Let me try my
Okay, so this is her elemental skill.
There is no escape.
It does a bit of electro damage, doesn't do a ton. As you can see, every time I attack with her, it attacks and does electro. He's blocking right now, so I can't really feel. But you can see it attacks every, like, 2 seconds, I would say. So, pretty great. But actually, you can do it with any character.
Show my sword.
You can do electro-charged like that, or whatever. Even Barbara. You could essentially turn Barbara into a DPS. Well, I don't have it on anymore. By doing this, I wouldn't, but you get the gist. That's her skill. You do damage along with your other characters as long as it's on field. And let me get my burst up a bit, because I kind of wasted it earlier trying to show you what was.
Everyone hold hands. Make yourselves at home. Commit it to memory.
I should get it here in a second. I usually don't have this tough of a time getting the burst back. Okay, so here's the burst. As you can see,
Inazuma shines eternal.
that first initial hit did like 15,000 damage. Did a lot more damage than what this is doing here. With me hitting. It still does a ton of damage, but the first initial strike with that sword does a ton of damage, as you can see. But yeah, that's basically your playstyle. I'm not trying to beat Masanori right now or anything. I just wanted to show you, you know, what her skill and burst does and everything. So, very useful character. Very good character for this team especially. So, that's it for her playstyle. Alright everybody, so for Raiden Shogun's artifact sets, like I said in the talent section, there's only one set that I would recommend, and that is Emblem of Severed Fate. That is 100% the one I would go for. If you're farming any set, farm that one. It gives you energy recharge 20%, and then it increases elemental burst damage by 25% of energy recharge. So, massive damage there. A maximum of 75% bonus damage can be attained in this way. So that is massive damage, especially because of her passive talent that I talked about. That every 1% above 100% energy recharge, it gives her 0.6% greater energy restoration and 0.4% electro damage bonus. So not only are you getting more damage from this set with a 4-piece, with every 25% of energy recharge having more burst damage, which is where most of her damage is coming from. You're having more electro damage because of her passive talent if you get her past level 60 or 70, which I highly recommend. So it's very powerful. It's a very great set. The only other set I would recommend, let me see, I should have it on official, yeah. Thundering Fury. I suppose you could have Thundering Fury if you have a good Thundering Fury set, and you just haven't gotten Emblem of Silver Fate yet, you can put that on her for the time being, but I recommend highly changing to Emblem of Silver Fate. You will not get as much damage with Thundering Fury as Severed Fate. So, I definitely would recommend Emblem of Silver Fate. That is the one set I would recommend. So, on to the artifact stats. Alright, so for the stats. So, my flower, as you can see, is not that great. My feather is not that wonderful either. But the one thing I would look for on your flower and feather substats, really for anything, is energy recharge 100%, like the main thing. As you're gonna get more damage that way. Whether you have crit rate or crit damage or not, you know. Of course, you should look for crit rate and crit damage. Ideally, if you had the perfect flower, which, let's be honest, you're not gonna, at least for a long time, get a perfect flower. You would ideally have substats of crit rate, crit damage, and energy recharge, which I have not been very lucky to get. But yeah, I would look for energy recharge first on substats, and then crit. As you can see, I didn't get very lucky with the crit on this one. I did get lucky with energy recharge, though. I got some more energy recharge. Crit rate, not very lucky on the feather either. So that's what I would look for. This used to be the feather I had on her. That would be perfect if I could find a better Sans, but I couldn't have that one piece Shimenawa's because I couldn't find a good one, so I'd use the Shimenawa's Sans, so that's why. But anyway, yeah, crit and energy recharge for substats. And then on Sans, I would definitely go energy recharge, even if you have a weapon, which I already do, for the energy recharge. So yeah, I would definitely go for a energy recharge Sans 100%, and then of course crit and energy recharge substats. I got pretty lucky on the crit for this one, being what it is, but yeah. Or did I say energy recharge substats? You can't get energy recharge substats on a energy recharge main stat. Ignore what I said there. Crit substats, of course. And I guess elemental mastery could be good if you're, I don't know, just for more elemental damage, I suppose, especially in like a Dendro team, but I wouldn't worry too much on that. So yeah, energy recharge main stat. And then, of course, electro damage bonus goblets. I did not get very lucky on this one either, but of course look for crit and energy recharge substats. And then definitely crit rate or crit damage, whichever one you need more, circlet. I do not have a good circlet for crit rate. I've had two of these already. I had one just like before. I thought this one, I was like, oh, maybe I'll get a crit damage substat. No, I didn't. So I'm still trying to get a better circlet. But yeah, that's what I would recommend for the substats and main stats for your artifacts. Okay, so on for the weapons now. I actually skipped this section. I meant to do this before artifacts, so I apologize. But for the weapons, the catch is a very wonderful free-to-play weapon. You got this weapon free with an event, I believe. It's been a while. I don't really exactly remember. You can get to refinement rank 5 very easily by fishing and everything. I haven't gotten it there quite yet. Mine's only refinement rank 1, so you know I haven't quite gotten it there yet. But yeah, it is a very great free-to-play weapon. It's the #1 option I would recommend for free-to-play. Now the second option is Favonius Lance. They both have energy recharge, but the burst damage and everything this one gives you is just great. So I think the catch is better than Favonius Lance, but it still gives you energy recharge. So Favonius Lance, of course, is a better option for Raiden Shogun. Also, ignore that this is on Hu Tao. This was just for the time being. I don't have many weapons, so I kind of had to give that to her. It's not permanent. Anyway, yeah, those are the two for Raiden Shogun I would recommend free to play. And then Deathmatch could be good if you need more crit rate, but that would be like the third option. Like if you don't have either of these, I would recommend that. But that's what I would recommend mostly is Favonius Lance and a catch. Of course, her 5-star signature weapon, but I never go for the weapon banners, especially because I'm more of a free-to-play player. So if I have enough, like, if I have enough wishes to get a character, I have just enough to get the character, knowing my luck. I don't have enough to get the weapon banner too, so I don't try for weapon banners. But of course, for signature weapon is gonna be good. Gives some energy recharge and stuff too, I believe. Now, is there anything else I can recommend? No, I don't believe so. There might be some 3 stars that could be good that I'm forgetting just because I don't have them. But those are the 3 main ones I would recommend, the ones I have here. And that is it for the weapons. Alright guys, so for team comps, there's several different team comps you could do. You could do an electro-charged team, you could do a dendro aggravate spread team, you could do a overloaded team, you could even do a super conduct team. It really does not matter. This is my main Raiden Shogun team for now. My main one used to be this one, was Yanfei. I kind of need to make Yanfei better, and Kujosara. I haven't really found a way to make Kujosara better, though. I may make a guide on her in the future if I can find a way to make her better. But she's not a very great 4-star character, in my opinion, Kujosara. But yeah, they do work very well together, though. Raiden and Sara do work well together, being, if anything, Kujosara being a battery for her burst and everything. So, I mean, if anything, that would be good. But yeah, you can do an overloaded team like this. You could do a dendro team, like I said. You could even have like a superconduct team. I don't have many cryo DPSs, but yeah, you could do somebody like Kaya, though he's more of a sub DPS, but you could still do that. Rosaria, you could do into superconduct. Xianglin, and I'll be honest, I really don't know what Chi-Chi does. I got her the other day, and I say the other day, but it was like a couple weeks ago. And standard wish, but I don't know what she does, so she could be good. Probably not Diona, she's more of a healer. Yeah, that could be good for a superconduct team. Let me see, a overloaded team. I guess you could do D-Luke. That could be very good. I've not really tried anything like that, though. XIANGLING. I suppose Xinyan and Amber, but I don't like Amber. She's not a very good PYRO. Who am I forgetting? Yoimiya. Yoimiya could be very good. So yeah, those could be very good overload teams. So for electro-charged teams, you could do somebody like Jingchu, which I have in here, but I'm not using him as like supercharged, electro-charged. I mean, you could use somebody like Ayato. I don't have Ayato. Tartaglia. Use him. Those are most of the Hydra DPSs, right? Maybe Nilu. I don't have many Hydro characters. To be frank, there's not many Hydro characters in the game, so, you know. But I don't have many Hydro characters. I think I went over all the reactions, though. Superconduct, overcharged, electro-charged. They're all very good. What am I missing? Spread and aggravate, yeah, you can do those. You could even have like an animo character here instead. You could have like Venti or something. And then you can also have a shielder. Like I said in my Nahida build, you could certainly do like a 4-character Archon build. You could have Venti and Zhongli here. Anything like that works, but for the most damaged, I would say Superconduct does quite a bit of damage. I've not tried a team like that. I guess I forgot to mention Aloy. I just haven't used her in such a long time. Where's Aloy? She's somewhere here. Anyway, Aloy would be good as well. But yeah, I just don't use her very much. She's not one of the characters I use very often. There she is. She is not an amazing character in my opinion anyway. I tried to make her good, but yeah, she could be good for Superconduct. So yeah, Superconduct be very good. Electro-charged is probably the one I would recommend if you're not going for a dendro team. Honestly, electro-charged is your best bet for reactions. And overcharged, I think I'm saying it right. Whatever the reaction is for Pyro and Electro, I've said so many reactions, I forget. It can be good, but it's really annoying when you launch enemies, you know, point to point, so you can have fun chasing after them. So do be wary of that if you're doing a team like that. I think I forgot to mention Klee. You can use Klee. But yeah, I would be wary of that if you're doing that reaction. But yeah, that's it for the team comps. Alright, everybody, so this is one of the final sections I'm going to be going over. This is going to be the showcase section. This will be similar to the Nahida section, but I will try to use Raiden Shogun more in this one to show you how good she can be. So yeah, I will go ahead and I think I'm going to do floor 10. That's the one I'm most comfortable with. Oh, I think it ended. So, okay, there's different stuff now. Okay, I'm gonna have to beat floor 9 first, but I won't show that on camera. And then I'll go through floor 10, and I will showcase her there.
Sharing my knowledge. I see everything. Everyone hold hands.
Let me weave you a verse.
Inazuma shines eternal. Shine down.
I see everything. Yeah. Yeah.
Rain cutter.
The Temple of Wisdom. Hey.
Now you shall perish. Illusion shattered.
I see everything.
Shine down.
That's close enough.
Hey. Everyone hold hands.
I'm ready.
Time to know my sword. Let me weave you a verse.
Torn to oblivion. Illusion shattered. There is no escape.
Sharing my knowledge. Hey.
Witness the power of Gugwa.
Inazuma shines eternal. Shine down.
You are not
Everyone
welcome
hold hands.
here. Let's move.
Illusion shattered.
Body and mind.
Time to fulfill my duty. No slacking.
Let me weave you a verse.
There is no escape.
Now.
Ready, steady, go. Make yourselves at home.
I'm getting
Hey.
Testing my patience. Send this now, Will.
Rain cutter.
Again.
Torn to oblivion. Illusion shattered.
Alright, everybody, so that was all of the showcase, so I hope that you enjoyed that. Near the end there, I was scared out of that last chamber because my characters were starting to die, so I had to switch to Barbara, so I wasn't able to use Raiden Shogun as much because she was about to die, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed the showcase. I'm pretty proud of her damage that she's doing. Pretty happy with her damage. Of course, she could be doing a whole lot more. Like, I have a friend that plays Genshin Impact. We used to play together a while ago. He could do like near, oh, I don't know, like 100,000 damage or something with all the crit rate and stuff he has. So you could definitely do a lot more. But you know, for me, this is good because I never really have great characters like this. She is an Archon, but you know, And Nahida is also an Archon. That's why my Nahida is good. It's because she's an Archon. She's supposed to do a lot of damage, but you know, whatever. But yeah, that's all of the showcase, and that is all of the guide. So I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know down below, and I'll try to answer them the best of my ability. And remember that artifacts, you know, for getting Raiden Shogun better, it's going to be hard to get them at first. It was hard for me to get my energy recharge and everything good. It took me forever of farming. So, you know, when there's a new character coming out, she's not new, but like, for example, Scaramouche is coming out in 3.3, and so is the 4-star character coming along with them. I don't remember her name. But, you know, as soon as you find out what artifacts they might use, I would start farming them, because they're just so hard to get perfect stats on everything, substats. Like, you could get crit rate and damage substats for like a goblet, but neither of them will level up. You'll level up like all the defense and attack. That makes me so mad when that happens, but it happens very often. But yeah, that's all of the guide. So like I said, let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to answer them the best I can. And make sure you subscribe so you can keep up on my latest build guides and all that stuff. And I will see everybody in the next video.